The Leader of the Opposition.
More debt than all previous Canadian prime ministers combined. Doubled the national debt. Those inflationary deficits have bid up the cost of the goods we buy and the interest we pay. And now, according to the parliamentary budget officer, we will have to pay twice as much for interest on that national debt, $46 billion, more than the cost of the entire Canadian military. Liberal solution? Higher taxes on paychecks, gas, groceries, and other expenses. Why won't the government cap spending, cut waste, so that it can cancel its inflationary deficits and taxes?
The Honourable Deputy Prime Minister.
Mr. Speaker, as usual, the Conservatives aren't bothering to even acquaint themselves with the facts. Had they bothered to read the latest fiscal monitor, they would know that so far this fiscal year, the federal government is actually running a surplus of $6.3 billion. The IMF forecasts that Canada will have the lowest deficit in the G7 this year. We have the lowest debt to GDP ratio in the G7 this year, and our AAA credit rating was reaffirmed earlier this year. We believe in fiscal responsibility, and that's what we're demonstrating.
Canadians must spend on national debt interest, and they're tripling the carbon tax. Tripling that tax on gas, heat, groceries, and basically every good that has to be transported from one place to another. Now at a time with 40-year highs in inflation, Liberals want to raise those taxes even further. Our young people who are going to school are living in homeless shelters because they cannot afford the cost of living. Will this government cancel this heartless tax increase?
The Honourable Deputy Prime Minister.
Actually, Mr. Speaker, for middle-class Canadians, we have cut taxes and made them better off. Today, a single parent in Ontario with 2 kids under 6 and earning $60,000 a year pays nearly $5,600 less in taxes than she did under the Conservatives. And she'll receive nearly $8,900 more through reduced child care fees and the dental benefit. She will be more than $14,400 better off than she was under the Conservatives.
The Honourable Leader of the Opposition.
Well, the Liberals would tell Canadians they've never had it so good. They've never had it so good. Listen, this government is out of touch and Canadians are out of money. Here are the facts. Food bank use triples, hits record almost every month. Daily Bread Food Bank. GTA food banks say they're facing the highest demand in their history. Inflation is driving Ottawa Food Bank to record heights with no end in sight, and students are literally living in homeless shelters while they go to school. And the Liberals think now is the time to raise their energy costs by tripling the carbon tax. Will they cancel this heartless tax hike now?
The Honourable Deputy Prime Minister.
You know who's out of touch, Mr. Speaker? A Conservative leader who thinks now is a good time to slash pension savings. The reckless Conservative scheme would cost $3.8 billion a year. So that means the Conservatives are either planning to increase our deficit by $3.8 billion a year or slash the retirement income of our seniors. They need to come clean. Do they plan to slash pensions, increase the deficit, or did they just not bother to think that far ahead?
The Honourable Leader of the Opposition.
The answer is neither. Just like when we were in government, we froze CPP taxes and we protected the CPP, increasing its benefits to seniors every single year we were in office. Now this government wants to raise taxes on those very same seniors. According to the parliamentary budget officer, in every single province where the carbon tax applies, Canadians pay more in costs than they get back in rebates. And it is especially high in provinces like Quebec, where there is no rebate whatsoever, but will have to pay the increased costs the government is imposing. Will this government cancel this heartless tax hike today?
The Honourable Deputy Prime Minister.
Talk about a centerpiece of the Conservative economic agenda. Recently, the member for Kingston and the Islands asked the Conservative leader directly if he was finally ready to flip-flop on cryptocurrencies and Bitcoin. In response, the Conservative leader bring himself to utter the words crypto or Bitcoin. Maybe that's because since he offered his reckless advice, Bitcoin has fallen by 56%. It's time for the Conservative leader to apologize to those Canadians who made the mistake of listening to him.